This week at Bungie, we're learning all about the incoming raid experience for the Vow of the Disciple World's First Raid Race, happening this Saturday, March 5th, 2022. What's going on, Guardians? My name is The Black Link, and today is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. And you know what that means. It's time for this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. And this week, it is all about Saturday's raid race. If you're one of the many players out there pining for the incoming raid experience, this is the TWAB for you. But if you're a new light wondering what all the excitement is about, raids are essentially the pinnacle of in-game content in Destiny. And whenever a new raid is released, a race for World's First Clear commences. Vow of the Disciple goes live on Saturday, March 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And the raid race will begin at the exact same time and go a full 24 hours until Sunday, March 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. During that first 24 hours of the raid, it'll be under what we know as Contest Mode, which is a modifier that caps every Guardian at a specific power level to ensure an even playing field for the race. The current target power level is 1530, as this will be the highest power your Guardian will perform at against any of the enemies you face within the raid. That means you're going to be capped at 20 power below each encounter of the raid for the full 24 hours of the race. But this time around, power level isn't the only thing that's going to be restricted for you. Here's a list of other things that you might have to change up before the raid race goes live on Saturday. For one, artifact power is enabled, but only provides benefits to players up to the cap of 1530 for contest mode. You'll want to reach 1530 power by Saturday to have a fighting chance in each encounter. And then, some gear items will be disabled in the raid for the duration of contest mode due to general issues that could provide gameplay benefits. While these items may be used in other activities, perks and functionality on the following items will be nullified within the Vow of the Disciple raid, with additional negative impacts to power level if equipped. These items include the Ikelos SMG, which is currently experiencing a bit of a bug where it's dealing way more damage than it's supposed to be, the Imperial Needle Legendary Bow, the Grand Overture Exotic Machine Gun, and the Wardcliffe Coil Exotic Rocket Launcher, which is also dealing about approximately, I think it's like 40% more damage than it's supposed to be against bosses. Additionally, Bungie's going to be restricting some armor and mods in the raid as well. This includes the Worm God Caress Titan Exotic Gauntlets, the Peregrine Greaves Titan Exotic Legs, and the Suppressing Glaive Artifact mod. That's the list of restricted gear that you won't be able to take into the raid. Well, you won't have any benefit for taking it into the raid. All of those things are being restricted because they're currently basically having damage issues where they're dealing way more damage than Bungie intends. And so while it always sucks to have some of your favorite gear restricted, I understand why they're doing it for the world's first race. Anyways, let's move on to the rewards for the team that comes in first. The first team to complete all the encounters, loot the final chest, and return to orbit will earn the title of World First. And as usual, the winners will be announced via the Destiny the Game Twitter account after a validation process. But it generally never takes them very long to get that part done. Bungie states that they'll be watching as players progress through each encounter, ensuring a fair race among all participants. And of course, any players found to be breaking their terms of service or manipulating game content can be subject to suspensions or bans. Once they have a record of a fireteam crossing the finish line, they'll spend some time validating a clean completion before announcing the world's first fireteam on Twitter. And of course, the winners of the race will receive several fantastic rewards, including, of course, the world's first championship belt for the Vow of the Disciple raid, complete with your player name engraved on it. But it's not just the world's first winners who are going to be getting rewards on Saturday. If you and your fire team complete the contest version of Vow of the Disciple during that first 24 hours, you too will receive a unique emblem to celebrate your victory. The raid race is always a ton of fun to participate in and even watch, so make sure you're staying tuned on Twitch channels to your favorite Destiny content creators so that you can cheer them on as they go for World First. But that's not the end of the rewards for completing Vow of the Disciple. If you're looking to show off your participation in a raid launch week and want something nice to wear in your evening walks, well, Bungie's got a brand new Vow of the Disciple themed raid jacket to offer you and your team after you've completed the raid. This special Bungie rewards offer is only available to players who complete the Vow of the Disciple raid by March 15th, 2022 at 10 a.m. Pacific time and place their order by March 31st, 2022. Additionally, for Vow of the Disciple, Bungie will also be introducing a new pin reward for those who complete the raid before the season concludes. And for those who wish to display their mastery of the raid, players who complete the Vow of the Disciple raid seal will also unlock a unique pin to display on their jackets, backpacks, corkboards, or wherever they see fit. This pin, of course, will be available for purchase through the Bungie store to qualifying players through December 31st, 2022. But of course, outside of the raid race, there will also be great loot to earn. And don't worry, there isn't a 24-hour timer on any of the weapons or armor found throughout the raid. And just for completing it a single time, there's a pretty sweet emblem for you to collect. And then we get a great look at that here. So overall, there's going to be plenty of rewards for players who want to dive in and test them and their fire team's mettle in the new raid, Vow of the Disciple, going live again this Saturday, March 5th. Good luck to all the raiders out there who are going to be going for World First. Can't wait to see what's next. But beyond that, we've got one or two other things to cover in this week's TWAB. First up, we're going to be getting some quality of life changes very soon for a few of the game's more frustrating aspects, starting with the Wellspring weapon drop rates. In a patch targeting next Thursday, Bungie's going to be increasing the drop chances for both standard and deep sight resonance versions of the Wellspring weapons. So if you're like me and you've played Wellspring a bunch of times and never gotten a single darn thing from it, well, hopefully your luck should be improving in about a week's time. Next, Ascendant Alloys. This rare material is required for crafting a lot of the best stuff in the game. And unfortunately right now it's got a painfully low drop rate. Thankfully, Bungie's doing something about that too. Bungie's going to be increasing the chances of receiving Ascendant Alloy through Master Wellspring completions, not just by the difficulty tier of the activity, but also based on your completion level. This will mean higher chances at earning Ascendant Alloys for Gold and Platinum completions, which of course can be earned by defeating champions and completing the activity quickly. And of course they're going to be monitoring and adjusting those drop rates as the season progresses. And both of those, in my opinion, are great to hear. The Wellspring weapons in particular have a painfully low drop rate. So anything to make those more prevalent for players who are farming that activity is good news for me. Alright, the last thing we have to talk about is a brand new batch of Twitch Prime Gaming rewards. If you're a gamer out there with an Amazon and Twitch Prime Gaming account, you can link up your Prime Gaming account to your Bungie account to receive basically monthly rewards from Eververse. If you're a Guardian who's yet to link up those accounts, of course there's a link to it in the TWAB, which there's a link to down in the description box below. I would definitely recommend it. But anyways, here's the rewards this time around. We've got the Hardlight Exotic Bundle. This contains Hardlight, an exotic weapon, the Lethal System exotic ornament for the Hardlight, the Azure Azazel exotic sparrow, 2 unique limited time cosmetics, the Risen Projection legendary ghost hologram, and a legendary emblem, One of Us. Once you've got those accounts all linked up, make sure you head to Amanda Holiday in the tower to pick up your rewards. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news contained in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. Actually, no, it's not. I lied. There's one more thing that maybe doesn't mean a lot to a bunch of people, but it does to me. And that's news about Destiny 2 and Valve's recently released Steam Deck. As of right now, there's no way to run BattlEye on the Steam Deck, which means there's currently no way to play Destiny 2 on the Steam Deck. Or at least Bungie's not recommending you play it, since it may trigger their automated security system since there's going to be no BattlEye running on it. That's definitely a major bummer for me since I'm very excited about the Steam Deck and I was looking forward to Destiny 2 being one of the games that I could play on it. Here's hoping Bungie finds a way to make all of this work moving forward. But alright Guardians, that's the news, those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. How do you feel about the raid race? Are you and your fire team ready? Be sure to let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. I'm out for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.